Hello everyone, this is Dragon Kid 21 here, and today I am going to be doing a Xenoverse 3 discussion because because at this point all the DLC for Xenoverse 2 has come out and the game is pretty much done. Because I don't think we're going to be getting anything else for the game, and it's done. I think Xenoverse 2 has long lived its life cycle, and I think it's done at this point. Sure, people still play the game, they have fun with it, but in terms of it getting new content or anything else, I think it's done. And I think all their attention now is going to be focused on Xenoverse 3, which will probably come out within the next year or two, probably. And we all know that Xenoverse 3 is going to happen. It's very likely that it's going to happen. And in this discussion video, I'm going to be talking about all of the potential new characters that we could see in Xenoverse 3. That we could see in Xenoverse 3. Now, these are just going to be new characters. So, because every character in Xenoverse 2, including DLC, is more than likely going to be in Xenoverse 3 to begin with. They did the same thing from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2, where all the characters from the previous game, including DLC, made it to the next game. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to do with Xenoverse 3. That means I'm not going to be talking about any characters that are in Xenoverse 2 currently, after all the DLC has just come out. With, Jiren and Ultra Instinct Goku and all that. I'm not going to talk about any of that because they're already in the game and that just makes them automatically in Xenoverse 3. So, in this video, I'm going to be going through different categories, starting with Z characters, moving my way to GT characters, and also Dragon Ball Super characters. I won't be talking about Dragon Ball characters because I think they've said that they can't really do Dragon Ball characters because no one can really fly, which, I don't really agree with that too much, but they could change that, who knows. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about all the new characters that are likely to appear in Xenoverse 3, or characters I might like to see return to a Dragon Ball game. So yeah, I'm going to start with Z characters, and here we go. Alright, for Dragon Ball Z characters, this category is going to consist of any character that has appeared under the Dragon Ball Z logo. Means any characters from movies, specials, the anime, doesn't matter. As long as they're under the Dragon Ball Z logo, they count. So yeah, Alright, and here's my list. Starting with Pikkon. Now, I think all of us really wanted to see Pikkon in Xenoverse 2, and the fact that we only got his costume was kind of a letdown. Like, he didn't even make any DLC, which is kind of a bummer. You can make Pikkon pretty closely with like a Namekian character, but still kind of a letdown that he didn't make it in Xenoverse 2, but it's very likely that he'll make it in Xenoverse 3. I'm really hoping so. Alright, the next character is going to be Full Power Bojack. Now, we did get Bojack as a DLC character for Xenoverse 2, but more than likely we're going to get his full power version as a separate character in the next game, just because we already have his, base, normal form. It's likely we're going to get Full Power Bojack for the next game. Alright, that's all I really want to say for Bojack, because he's probably going to play pretty much the same, except have a few different skills and look different. But yeah. Alright, moving on to the next character. The next one is Zangia, part of Bojack's crew. And yeah, I can see her it's very likely that I think Zangia will be in Xenoverse 3. We did get her outfit for our custom characters in Xenoverse 2. We also got the rest of his crew as outfits, but I kind of don't think we're going to get them just because they didn't do too much necessarily. And Zangia was the most popular aside from Bojack. So more than likely we're just going to get her and Bojack full power. But yeah, very likely we're going to see Zangia. Alright, moving on, we have Garlic Jr. And I specifically put Super Garlic Jr. mainly because I don't think they'd bother putting his normal base form in the game. And if they were going to pick a version of Garlic Jr., it's going to be his super version. Now, do I really want Garlic Jr. in the game? He could be in the game. I guess it's fine. I'm not a big fan of Garlic Jr. I think he's an okay character, you know. Had a movie, and he was in like in a filler arc in Z, so I don't know. If you guys really want Garlic Jr. in the next game, be sure to let me know, but I could go either way. If they add him, fine. If they don't, I'm not going to care too much, but yeah, Super Garlic Jr. Alright, moving on, we have Hatchiyak. Now, I really like Hatchiyak, and he has been a playable character in a previous Dragon Ball game, which is Raging Blast 2, and that remake of his anime special. I'd really like him to come back, either as a main character in the game or as a DLC. It'd just be really cool to have him be in a playable character again. Because he's really powerful, really cool looking, and I think he's popular enough that they could put him in the game again. But yeah, Hatchiyak. Let me know what you guys think about Hatchiyak and if you really want him to be in Xenoverse 3. Alright, moving on, we have Chilled from Episode of Bardock. Now, I'm kind of surprised they didn't already put Chilled in Xenoverse 2, considering we did get, or even in Xenoverse 1, because considering we did get Super Saiyan Bardock and Timebreaker Bardock, I kind of want Chilled to be in the game just because it would complete that whole special that Bardock had, and it'd be cool to have another Frieza race character to play as, you know, just because. I know he probably didn't do a whole lot, but, you know, he could have, like, Death Wave, a different version of the Supernova, and, you know, a couple different moves. I just thought he would be cool to have in the game. And, yeah, be sure to let me know what you think about Chilled being in Xenoverse 3. And, yeah, let's go ahead and just move on. Next, we have Base Broly / Super Saiyan Broly. Now, I know we probably don't really need regular Broly in the game, but it'd be cool, and he could definitely play different because of how different his body stature is compared to his legendary Super Saiyan form. And I think we could have like 2 different variations of Broly. Like, we could have base form Broly, have him become Super Saiyan and look like this, you know, like how he did in the first movie where his hair is like blue with the headband, but then have a different preset of him from Broly Second Coming where he doesn't have the headband anymore, so when he goes Super Saiyan he still has like golden hair and stuff. Which, yeah, I thought it'd be cool. You know, I think we don't necessarily need it, but I thought it would just be cool, you know, just because. And he could play pretty differently, I think. I don't think he'd play like the same as the current Broly that we have in the games, because that version of Broly focuses on completely smashing whoever he's playing against. This one could do pretty much the same, but he could be quicker and his combos could be a little different. But yeah, go ahead and let me know what you think, and let's go ahead and just move on. Alright, next we have Mecha Frieza. Now, with this could just easily just be a preset, a new preset for Frieza. Doesn't really have to be his own character, and we already have kind of like the costume for Mecha Frieza, so yeah, just give it to Frieza, have it be a different preset. That's really all I need to say about this. Alright, go ahead, moving on to King Cold. Now, I really do want King Cold to come back in a game somehow. The only game I remember him ever being playable was Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I really enjoyed playing as him in that game, even though he wasn't like the most powerful, he was still fun to play as. And I'd love to see King Cold come back, just because it'd be cool. You know, you could probably make up some new moveset, and again, another Frieza race kind of character to play as, and putting him in the game, you'll have, you know, Frieza, Cooler, and King Cold, so it'd be cool. Alright, moving on. Next character is Zarbon's monster form. Now, like before, since Zarbon was already in the second game, it's likely that his transformation state is going to be in the third game as its own character, considering that form can play pretty differently with like grapples and different kind of combos. But yeah, don't have to say too much about this character because, you know, this monster form Zarbon, not too much to really say, but more than likely going to be a playable character. Next we have King Vegeta. Now, I really do want King Vegeta to be part of the Xenoverse franchise in some way, shape, or form. I know he's not too important at the moment, but they could easily make him important in the Xenoverse games somehow. And if they really wanted to, they could also make him like how he is in Dragon Ball Heroes currently, as like Dark King Vegeta, or Dark Mask King Vegeta, whatever they're calling him. But yeah, King Vegeta would be cool to have, and I would love to see him in Xenoverse 3. Okay, moving on. Alright, next we're going to be talking about characters from Dragon Ball GT. Now, I know what you might be thinking, GT isn't really relevant anymore, which, true, it's not. But I'm really glad that they are adding GT characters to the Xenoverse games. You know, and even in Xenoverse 2, they did not have to they didn't do anything with them in the story mode. Not counting the most recent DLC. I'm not going to count that at the moment. But in the main story mode, they didn't do anything with GT. But they still had them in the game as unlockable characters through like Shenron's wishes or the parallel quests. They can do the exact same thing as Xenoverse 3. They don't have to put them in the story mode if they don't really want to. Alright. And I know there aren't too many characters they're going to be for this list from GT, but I thought it'd be cool just to add a couple anyways. Alright, here we go. The first one I have is Baby Vegeta. Now, can you tell me why Baby Vegeta has not been in Xenoverse 1 or 2 yet? They have Super 17, Omega Shenron, and Nova and Ice Shenron, but no Baby Vegeta. He was the first main villain for GT, aside from a couple of maybe other characters, maybe during that whole Dragon Ball, trying to get the Dragon Ball back from space. Aside from that, Baby was the first main villain for GT. And the fact that Super 17, Omega Shenron, and Nova and Ice Shenron are in the game and not Baby frustrates me. I mean, I know Grade A Baby is in the game, but he's not a playable character. Just so, why isn't Baby Vegeta in the game? And even in Xenoverse 2, you can get Baby Vegeta's entire outfit, but he's not in the game. Why? I don't understand that. That kind of irritates me. But yeah, first off, Baby Vegeta. That's the one I wanted to get out of the way right from the start. Just really bugs me that he's not in the game for some reason. Alright, moving on. While we're on the topic of Baby Vegeta, I would love to see GT Vegeta make a comeback in a video game. Now, from what I recall, the only game where GT Vegeta was actually playable as his own character was in Dragon Ball Z Infinite World for the PS2. In that game, GT Vegeta was his own character. He had a moveset and everything. So I would love to see GT Vegeta come back and make it in the Xenoverse 2. I mean, I know we already have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, but I mean just regular GT Vegeta. You know, have him become Super Saiyan 1, 2, have him have Final Shine, new moveset, combos, that kind of stuff. But yeah, let's keep going. Moving on to GT Goten. Now, some people might think we don't really need GT Goten, but I think we do. You know? It'd be really cool. GT Goten has not been a playable character in anything from what I understand. Maybe in Dragon Ball Heroes, but like in an actual game where he's a playable character, you know, he can fight and all that. I have never seen him in a playable game, you know? And I think he did enough in GT to be a playable character. You know, we saw him fight, and yeah, we saw him fight Baby, and a couple of other times. But yeah, I'd love to see GT Goten just because it would give us a different version of Goten rather than Kid Goten, you know, which gets kind of old and repetitive after a while. But yeah, GT Goten. I would love to see him in Xenoverse 3. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, moving on. Alright, the next one is GT Gohan. Now, for this one, he doesn't have to be his own playable character. He could easily just be added as a different preset for adult Gohan. Because honestly, I don't really see him playing any differently from regular adult Gohan. So just add him as a different preset. Probably in this kind of outfit, just to differentiate him. Just to make him different from the other versions of Gohan. I mean, I know in GT, like towards the end, he actually put on his orange gi again, but doing that will just confuse him with the other versions of Gohan. So put him like in his, you know, street clothes. We'd call it good. But yeah, GT Gohan. would be cool to actually see him in the game. Just as a different preset, though. He doesn't really need to be his own character. But yeah, moving on. Next one is General Rildo. Right? That's how you say his name, right? Okay. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about. General Rildo. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but I think he'd be a cool character. He definitely would play differently from most characters. His moveset may be a little hard to put into the game, but I think it'd be cool. One of the other kind of villains that Goku and them fought while searching for the Dragon Balls. But yeah, be cool to see. I don't have much to say about him, but yeah, I thought it'd be cool to add. Alright, moving on. Next, we have Legic. Now, this character could actually be pretty cool to have in Xenoverse 3. One of the main guys Goku fought before, they got into Baby and Super 17 and the dragons and all that, when they would go looking for the Dragon Balls in space. Legic was one of the few guys that could actually stand up to Goku, well, at least until Goku went Super Saiyan. But yeah, pretty cool. You can definitely implement his weapons and his moveset, his fighting style. Be pretty cool to see. Alright, moving on. We have Oceanus Shinron. Now, I think out of all the other Shadow Dragons, aside from Omega Shinron or slash Shin Shinron, Nova Shinron, and Ice Shinron, I think Oceanus Shinron has the best chance to be added into the game, just because I think she had like the most screen time aside from Nova, Ice, and Omega. And it would be just really cool because you'd get a female dragon, and it gives you another female character to put into the game, and it'd be really cool. I'd love to see her playable in a game. I don't think she's ever been playable in a game, and I don't know which version you'd put it. I'd probably just put this version in the game. I don't think you really need her dragon version, or her dragon form, or her true form, whatever it's called. I haven't watched GT in a while, so I need to probably do that. But yeah, I think this form would do. You could add her dragon form if you really wanted to, but I think this one would do, and it'd be really cool to see her. Her moveset would be pretty unique, and yeah, let's move on. And lastly, we have Oob from GT. Now, Oob, I think, has the best bet to probably be added to the game if they were going to add any GT characters to Xenoverse 3, aside from Baby Vegeta, because I'm still salty on that we never got Baby Vegeta in both games so far. But yeah, let's talk about Oob. I'm getting off track there. But yeah, Oob has probably the best chance to get added from GT, just because, it's Oob, pretty popular character, considering, even though he didn't do too much in GT, sadly, but still cool nonetheless. And for his Majub form, that could just be a different preset. I don't think it really needs to be another character entirely. So you'd have this former Oob and then Majub after he fuses with, Fat Boo and gets even more powerful. That could just be another preset. Yeah, and I think that's all the GT characters I want to talk about. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Alright, we're here at the Dragon Ball Super section of the video. Now, this section is going to be pretty packed with characters, considering. Now, when it comes to the characters in the Tournament of Power, I am going to try to at least put 3 characters from each team, not counting Universe 7 or Universe 6, because we all know we're getting all Universe 7's characters. Maybe not Master Roshi. That's the only thing that's going to bum me out if we don't get Master Roshi. Yeah, from Universe 6, pretty much, I'll get to them, don't worry. But from every other team in the Tournament of Power, I decided to choose at least 3 characters to make it into Xenoverse 3. Either as main characters in the game or as DLC. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first off, let's just get these characters out of the way. Just because I feel like they probably can or maybe will get into the game. But yeah, let's just talk about Shishime? Shishime? Is it Shishime or Shishami? I don't think I'm saying that right. But yeah, he could probably more than likely make it into the game. I would think, he did enough in the movie, the Resurrection F movie, and Actually, he really didn't do anything in the Dragon Ball Super. But I think there's enough there to make a moveset around him, and I've already seen mods for him in the game, which look pretty cool. But yeah, just wanted to add him to the list because I don't know if anyone's going to say if they want him in the game or not. So yeah, let's move on. Alright, now with Togoma, it's more than likely he will make it into the game, just because he had a couple episodes centered around him in Dragon Ball Super, getting, becoming really powerful and fighting against the Z Fighters during the Resurrection F arc in Super. More than likely, he will be a playable character. So yeah, just wanted to get those two characters out of the way, and let's go ahead and continue. Alright, we have Master Roshi. Now, I know they've said that they can't really do characters from Dragon Ball because they can't fly, and I know Master Roshi can't fly, but I think everyone really wants Master Roshi to be in this game. And since it's a game, I don't think we're gonna hate on them too much that they do make him fly in the game, just because it's a game. I think they can get away with it. But yeah, I'd really love to see Master Roshi in the game, one way or another, not just a costume or anything, but I'd love to see him in the game. Alright, moving on. Alright, I know what you're thinking, but yes, Ribrianne is more than likely going to be a playable character in Xenoverse 3. Like I said in the beginning of the Dragon Ball Super portion of this video, I'm going to be picking 3 characters from each team, aside from Universe 6 and 7, I'll get to those eventually, but 3 characters from each team. For Team Universe 2, the first one I'm picking is Ribrianne, because we all know she's going to be a playable character. We're just going to have to accept it, because she got a lot of screen time, showed off a lot of skills and abilities. She's going to be a playable character. Either in the main game or as DLC, she's going to be a playable character. We just have to accept it, regardless if you like her, we just have to accept it. Alright, moving on. Alright, the next character I picked from Universe 2 is Kankutsa. I think Kankutsa. I don't know how to say. I think I'm saying that wrong, but like Ribrianne's, one of Ribrianne's teammates. She's like the cat animal kind of magical girl character. But yeah, more than likely, she's gonna be playable. I think she is. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. And the third character from Team Universe 2 is Rosie. So yeah, I basically picked the 3 magical girl kind of characters from Universe 2. Did I say Universe 3? I think I did. But no, from Universe 2, I picked the 3 magical girl characters because likely they're going to be playable. I can see them being playable. Alright, moving on to Universe 3. Alright, the first one I have is Narirama from Universe 3. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about those 3 robots, or Dr. Pepperoni, that formed Aniraza? Well, I feel like if they add Aniraza to the game, it's going to be like as a parallel quest, or one of those expert quests, or expert missions. Because it'd be like a giant character you would have to fight. So I'm going to save that for one of those kind of quests, because Aniraza can't be playable, because he's way too big. So I'm trying to pick 3 characters that could be playable from Team Universe 3. And the first one is Narirama, because he was one of the first characters from Universe 3 that really showed off in the beginning of the tournament. And he might be too big, I don't know, but it'd be cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, the next character is Katoplesla. I think that's his name, like the space cop kind of dude that can he was basically like a Power Ranger, pretty much. He definitely did enough in the tournament to probably make him a playable character. I'm not too sure if he will be, though. It's kind of hard, because a lot of the characters in the Tournament of Power honestly did not do a whole lot, so it's kind of hard to pick which ones could be playable characters. But yep, I thought I'd pick him as the second character from Universe 3. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, and the third character from Universe 3 is Byra. Now, again, he might be too big. It really just depends on how they make him work in the game. But I think he could be playable. He did enough, I think, to warrant him being a playable character, I guess. I would have loved, like, Nigrishi or Precho to be playable, but they honestly didn't do anything in the tournament, so it's kind of hard. And like I said, the other robots and Dr. Pepperoni I wouldn't think of them being playable. I would have them just be like Aniraza, like in a parallel quest or something. But yeah, that's all the characters from Universe 3. Moving on to Universe 4. Alright, the first character will be Ganos, which should be pretty obvious. He had his big fight was against Master Roshi, and he definitely showed off enough to be playable. Um, his base form and his transformation into that like bird kind of lightning bird kind of thing, I think could definitely be playable character. And yeah, this team is a little easier to pick from because there was a couple of characters that actually did stuff. But yeah, first one, Ganos from Universe 4. Alright, and the next one is Majora from Universe 4. And he fought against Krillin, and I think he did enough to be a playable character. You know, he showed up some fighting skills, and he could probably have a couple of like century counter moves in the game. You know, he has a couple of different blasts, like a couple of blast attacks. But yeah, I think he could be a playable character. So yeah, not much to say about him because I don't know, he only lasted one episode. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, and the third character from Universe 4 is Kawe. I think that's her name. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you know, if you've seen the Tournament of Power, she was fighting Master Roshi, and I think she kind of threw herself off. I'm not quite sure, but she was fighting against Master Roshi. She could make like energy construct weapons, and I thought it was pretty cool. She could be a playable character. I was trying to pick this character or Mona, the girl that fought Kaba, but then I thought like, well, with Mona, her body is kind of weird to probably make playable in a game because she could make like the bottom half of her body like really big. So I was like, no, probably not her. So I decided to pick Kawe instead. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Universe 6. Yeah. Alright. Now, with Universe 6, there's going to be more than 3 characters just because it's likely that most of these characters are going to be in the game. Alright, the first one is Caulifla. Obviously, she clearly did enough in the Tournament of Power to make herself playable. So, yeah, make her playable, give her a bunch of cool moves, have her become Super Saiyan 1 and 2. Definitely. Probably not that buff form that she tried using. Probably not that form, but definitely Caulifla. Yeah. Alright, moving on to Kale. Now, with Kale, she's a little tricky, considering I don't know if they will have her base form be playable. If anything, they're going to make her Super Saiyan forms playable, like her controlled Super Saiyan, her Berserker transformation, where she's big and buff like Broly, and her controlled Berserker transformation, where she's still buffed up, but her hair is really crazy, and she's not as big. Actually, hang on. Let me just pop up a couple of pictures here for a second. Okay. Alright. As I was talking about with Kale, they'd probably have her, you know, raged out Super Saiyan Berserker transformation, this form, as a playable character on her own, you know, as a separate playable character. And the same goes for probably for her other 2 transformations. Alright. This is her regular Super Saiyan transformation. As you can see, that's still buffed up, but this is the form she got when she was fighting the Pride Troopers with Caulifla, where she controlled her power. Now, this isn't the controlled Super Saiyan Berserker form, because that does look different and her muscles are more bigger, basically. But yeah, this is her just normal Super Saiyan form. This form could also be playable, but as you can see, I don't think her base form could be playable just because all of her transformations make her taller and buffer. So, probably just her transformations are going to be playable. But yeah, this is her normal Super Saiyan form. And this is her controlled Berserker form, where she controlled her power and tag teamed with Caulifla to fight Goku in his Super Saiyan God form. This is the controlled Super Saiyan Berserker. And this, again, could be her own playable character just because of how her body changes to be taller and buffer than her base form. So I don't think her base form will be in the game, but I thought I'd just put it in there just because. And yeah, Kale would be pretty cool to be in the game. Moving on. Alright, speaking of Kale and Caulifla, we can't talk about them without talking about Kefla. Now, with Kefla, very easily, more than likely, is going to be in the game. I can see her just being in her base form and then transforming into her Super Saiyan 1 and 2 forms, basically. It is basically Super Saiyan 1 and 2, just with like mixed with Legend, or not the Legendary, but Berserker transformation also. But yeah, Kefla, more than likely, will be in the game. Alright, moving on from the female Saiyans, we have the Universe 6 Namekians. Salnell will likely be playable, at least I hope so, because I'd want these guys to be playable. Salnell and the other guy, which, just give me a second, I'll get to him. But yeah, Salnell, pretty cool. They were strong enough to fight against both Piccolo and Gohan at the same time, so more than likely, going to be playable characters. Actually, hang on, let's just... Yep, there we go. Salnell and Purina. I think I'm saying their names right, hopefully. But yep, these two, more than likely, going to be in the game. Okay, moving on. Alright, moving on to Universe 9, we have Bergamo, which, very likely, he's going to be a playable character, along with the other Trio D Dangers. But yep, Bergamo the Crusher could... I'd like to see how they'd make his moveset work in the game. But, yeah, I could see him in the game. He'd be pretty cool to play as. Okay, moving on. Next is Basil the Kicker from Universe 9. Again, same with Bergamo. More than likely, these three are going to be the playable characters from Universe 9. Bergamo, Basil, and next, Lavender. I don't know which one they're really going with. I think I forgot. Crap. But I think it's Lavender. Definitely could be playable with his like poison moves and all that. Pretty cool character. Actually, all three of these characters are pretty cool, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all for Universe 9. Actually, there's one more that I'd like to be playable, but it's that cat girl. I think her name is Hop. But yep, and moving on. Alright, we have characters from Universe 10. Now, this was kind of hard just because most of Universe 10 didn't do anything, which was kind of disappointing. But I managed to pick 3 characters that could be playable characters in Xenoverse 3. First one is Napapa. One of the first few characters we saw in action in the beginning of the Tournament of Power. You know, he fought against like Basil the Kicker, or just Basil. I'll just call him Basil. And yeah, he fought against Caulifla. Actually, he got taken out by Caulifla. But yeah, Napapa could be a playable character. Alright, next is Rubalt. Again, didn't do too much, but he did fight against Piccolo. And you could probably just make a moveset around him with like, kind of like boxing or fighting a little bit. Maybe no blast attacks, just like more of a brawler. But it's kind of hard to pick from Universe 10. But yeah, Rubalt. And finally, from Universe 10, we have Obuni, which could easily be a playable character.